So we're going to cover rules of differentiation. So we're going to start with rule number one. Rule number one is that f of x is equal to constant, then f prime of x is equal to 0. So let's look at an example. If f of x is equal to 5, f prime of x is equal to 0. And to show this, here's a graph. Here's x, here's f of x. If f of x is 5, the slope of this line is simply 0. So rule number one is the derivative of a constant is 0. Rule number two. If f of x is equal to mx plus b, then f prime of x is equal to m. So the way we look at this is, let's go back to our graph. Here is a line of y equals mx plus b. We want to know, the derivative tells us, what is the slope at any given point? Well, at that point, the slope is m. At this point, the slope is also m. And so if we have f of x is equal to 2x plus 4, f prime of x is simply just 2. So that there is our linear function rule. The next rule, rule number 3, is the power rule. So if f of x is equal to k x to the nth power, an example is f of x is equal to 2x third. F prime of x, now the derivative, is equal to, you bring the exponent out in front, n times k, x, and then subtract off 1 from the exponent. So to show that, f prime of x is equal to 3 times 2, x, 3 minus 1, which is equal to 6x squared. Now we can do an even crazier example. If f of x is equal to 4x to the minus 1/2. Well, we can apply that same rule to something that looks a little bit different. This is equal to negative 1/2 times 4x, and now we have negative 1/2 minus 1. So this is equal to negative 2x, this is the same as 2 over 2, to the negative 3/2. And those are the first three rules: the constant function rule, the linear function rule, and the power function rule.